All right, welcome to another tutorial. Now this is poster design tutorial. Like I already told you, the poster design we're going to be doing is a simple poster. Okay, now it's more or less like every single thing you've learned in Photoshop. This is where we're going to put it to work. Okay, you already know how to use the tools, so we're going to combine just surface knowledge of the tools in order to start our poster, right? And for this tutorial, we're going to be recreating this poster here. When you are making a poster, you have to take note of the elements that are involved, right? This text you see here, they are fonts, right? Then you see this image is an image here. The background of the image, okay, is also the background of this image is also another image, right? And then you see the text outline and how everything is arranged and all of that. So what I advise is this, right? When you see a poster, any poster, as you walk on the road or as you are surfing the internet, any poster you see, first try to break it down. Oh, how did they compose this? If you're able to get how they composed this, right, you would be able to understand how the poster design was came about, right? You would be able to understand how the poster design came about. So once you can break it down to the barest minimum, it's like building. Okay, it's like building. So now let's see this. I want you to see how this poster design came about. Okay, how this came about. So I'll just be turning off the visibility one by one of the top layers. Okay, so you can see the topmost layer is this, right? This text over here, right? Then we have this other text here. So let's turn off all the text first, right? So one thing we're sure of is that the text are everything on top is text, right? So everything at the top is text. Okay, good. Then again, we have this circles layer, right? It has circles. Okay, that's what we used here. Then there is this layer here. Okay, and then you have the image. Okay, you have the image. Okay, if we turn that off, okay, then you can see the background has another image, right? So about all of this, I will show you where it comes in. So basically, the long and short I wanted to point out to you is that everything here is just composition. Okay, it's a building block, more or less, right? It's a building block. So let me turn back the layers on. Okay, so good. Now, so we are going to recreate this image. We are going to recreate this image. Okay, so now this poster is an A4 poster. It's important you know your paper sizes. Okay, as a good designer, you need to know your paper sizes. A4 paper, or rather A4 poster size, is the normal A4 paper. Normal A4 paper you use for everyday print. That's your A4 size, right? For flyers are usually A5. A5 is when you fold A4 into two. If you fold it into two, right now here is the length, right? Here's the length, the long axis, right? So by the time you fold it into two, if I divide this thing along this axis here like this is A5, this is A5. So two A5s make one A4. Okay, so you have to know your paper size. So very quickly, without wasting much of time, let's go into poster design, right? So we're going to be recreating this image. So the first thing you do, file, new. Good. So now in this new dialog box, I'm going to be explaining some things here to you, right? So first of all, let's rename it. Let's name it doctors or doctors fellowship. Let's name it doctors fellowship because it was done for a fellowship in school back then. All right, so doctors fellowship. Okay, so you can see here for mine, document type is set on custom. So I want to change that. Okay, because we want to use A4. So Photoshop has default A4 size. So I click on custom, go into international paper, and you can see under size you see A4. If I want it to be A5, you can say I click on A5, right? But here we're working with A4, so A4. Good. So now the resolution, right? Because this is to be printed, I can leave it as 300. You can make yours 120 or 250. Okay, let me make this 250. So I don't, or let me make it Let me make it 120 because I don't want it to hang or anything. I just want it to be very fast, so you get the general idea, right? Color mode, leave it on RGB. Okay, and all this is good enough the way it is, right? Good. So after that, just click OK. Good. So right now we've started the first step, okay, and we have created our new Photoshop document that is A4 size. Good. Now, the next thing I want us to bring in that picture. You see this doctor's pictures here. I want us to bring it in, right? I already have it open in my file explorer, so I'll just go there. This is the image, and click and drag. Good, good. So let's take this up because that's how it is in the original image, and then either you right click and press paste or enter. Good. So having done this, the next thing I want us to do is to create that background image. Remember here we have a background image that is blurred. Okay, let me just turn everything off right now so we'll get to see the background image again. Okay, good. So we're almost there. We're almost there. Good. So this is the background image. If you notice something about this background image, is expanded and it is also blurred, right? It's expanded, it is blurred, and look at the layer here. This is the layer here. Now look at its opacity. The opacity is set to 55%. If I set it to 100%, look at what it turns to, right? So it is an opaque image. Okay, let's leave it back at 55. Good. It's an opaque image. It's also blurred, right? Good. So let's go back to our page. Good. So don't forget, as you can see, this is a smart object. It won't allow us edit it as a smart object. So what you do is you right click, rasterize layer. Okay, so right now we can edit it. So the next thing I want to duplicate this doctor's layer, right? I want to duplicate the doctor's layer and I'm going to press Ctrl J. By now, I want to be using a lot of shortcuts with you because I believe that you should have learned a lot, right? So shortcuts makes your work easier. So Ctrl J, right? Now, Ctrl J. Now we can see that. So right now that shows that there are two images here, right? Good. So one of them, I want one of them to be the background. Okay. So the one down already, the layer down, I can always make it my background. So what do? Control T to bring out the handles, the transform handles, right? Then I click, hold down Shift and Alt. Okay, hold down Shift and Alt, then you drag out. You see, good. You hold down Shift and Alt, then you drag out, right? Good. If you hold down just Shift, if you hold down just Shift, see it too. If you hold down just Shift, you will drag on one side. So don't make that mistake. That's not what we want to achieve. Hold down Shift and Alt, and then you drag this way, right? Good. So let's leave this like this. Let's leave this like this. Good. That's fine. So as you can see, if you come here to this image, you can see that. Let's turn this off. You can see that you can still see the background image up here, but in ours you can't see the background image up here. So what I mean, that's because this our image, we haven't yet cut out the background. Okay, the background is still white. So this is the background here. That's our this image on top. The background is still white. So how do we do that? What's the fastest way to do that? I know you already know by now. I know you already know. Use your magic wand tool, right? So I come over, click on my magic wand tool, right? Then I click. Okay, you can see all of this. I don't want this, so I'm going to reduce the tolerance. It's on 32. I'll reduce it to 15. Good. Then I click. Let me make it 20. Control D. Let me make it 20. Enter. Then I click. is fair enough. Okay, let's zoom in. Zoom in. That's Control plus. I hope you still remember that. Good. So you see here. Let me click here. Okay, you know what? Control D. Let me make this 25 instead. Let's see. Click. Okay. Click. Okay. Click. Good. Then I'll zoom in here. Click in between their ears. Let's see. Good. Zoom out again. Come here. Good. You see her shirt. We're going to have to. Good. You see her shirt. We're going to have to um ensure we don't make a selection of that shirt. And also, okay, also here. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to click on the lasso tool, right? Ensure it's on subtract from selection, right? Subtract from selection. Then I come over here, I click and I drag. Okay, I click and I drag. Good. Come over here, click, and I drag. Good. Good. So here too, I just take it this way. Just take it this way. Good stuff. Good. So we have made a good selection right now. Okay, we've made a really good selection. So the next thing I want us to do, we'll refine edge. Okay. Just take the smooth up a little. Let's say we're working on smooth 30, feather 0.5. Okay, good. So now it's time to cut. Let's zoom out. Let's cut with Control X. I already told you I'm going to be using lots of shortcuts here. So Control X. Good. We're good to go. Okay. You can then see that we're achieving that little by little. Okay. Good. Now, having done that, remember the background layer is supposed to be is transparent and is blurred. Good. So we'll go down to that doctor's background layer. Okay, I think the background layer is also a lot bigger than this. Let's see. Good. It's bigger, as you can see. So let's come over here. Let's increase it some more with Control T, right? Control T. Hold down your Shift and your Alt again. Good. Good. Good stuff. So enter, right? Good. So now things we're going to do. First things first, the opacity is what 55. So let's change to 55%. We'll reduce the opacity. Right. After that, we'll go over to filter. Now we want to blur this. I know there's a blur tool, but for this, we are going to use, okay, I think let's leave the opacity on 100. Okay. So now the first thing I want us to do this image is to blur the image, right? And I want you to see when we are blurring this clearly. So let me turn off the visibility of this top doctor's layer. So I turn the visibility off so you see what happens when we blur this image. Ensure you are still clicked on your background doctor's layer, right? Good. So filter, right? Blur. Then let's make it a Gaussian blur. Good. Let's make it a Gaussian blur. Good. Now you're going to increase the radius. Just drag this slider up. Just keep dragging it up. Keep dragging it. Good. Can you see what you have there? Reduce it a little. Ensure preview is ticked here for you. If you don't tick preview, you won't be able to see what's going on. So ensure preview is ticked. So let's see. Let's see. Is this okay? Is this okay? Or let's take a look at what was obtained there. Okay. Or wait. Let's leave this on. Say. Okay. I think let's leave it on 5.0, 5.5. Let's leave it on 5.5. Good. Okay, right? Let's see if it's blurred enough. Okay. Now we're going to reduce the opacity of this layer to 55%. Good. I think we're heading there. Good. 55%. Good, 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 good. Okay. And let me zoom this in some more. Okay. So let's turn on the visibility of our top layer again. Good. Is this looking familiar with what we have here already? Can you see that? It's looking very familiar already. Okay? Good. So now let's go back to turning on the layers one after the other. Okay? Good. So now you see the next layer we have here is this slanting, what do I call it, is I call it a slider or what, this shape over here, right? So now we're going to create that shape, right? It's a parallelogram. I remember, I know maths now. It's a parallelogram. So this parallelogram here, we're going to recreate it. Okay, good. So let's go back here. So how are we going to recreate this parallelogram? Before we do that, I want you to do something. I want us to select the color we want our parallelogram to be. And the color I used here, if you notice, is the same color with his scrubs. Okay, the same color with his scrubs. Okay, so let's go back here, Doctor's Fellowship. Okay, so now I want to create that parallelogram. So now the first thing you do, if you want to create the parallelogram, we're going to make use of a rectangle selection tool. Okay, so we're going to make use of a rectangle selection tool, right? So watch what I'm going to do right now. Okay, good. So first of all, create a new layer with what? Control Shift N. You should know that by now. I'll name it what? Um, Parallelogram. No, that's sounding too long. Let me name it banner. Why is the word not coming to my head? Okay, so let me name it slab. Right? The name is not as important. It's just for you to know. So slab now. Now I pick my selection tool. Okay, I pick my selection tool. That's my rectangle selection tool, and I draw. Okay, good, good. I've drawn this way, right? Good. Now I've made a selection with my rectangle selection tool. The next thing I want to do here is to color or to fill this space with color. I want to fill this space with a color. So how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? Shift backspace, color. Click on color. Good. And remember we said we are making it the color of this. Well, we are making the color of his scrub, right? So we'll just click here. Right. This way we'll pick the color of his scrub already. Okay. Okay. Good. Then Control D to deselect. Good. I hope you see what happened there. The reason why this is sort of half is because the slab layer is underneath the doctor layer. Meanwhile, the slab layer ought to be above the doctor layer. Good. So now this is looking good this way, right? Good. Now the next thing we're going to do is we are going to do what we call a skewing. Okay, we are going to skew this shape. Okay, now let's take a look at what we have before. You can see this. You can see this here. So we're going to skew the shape, right? So now let's go. Okay, so you go to skew a shape, file, or rather edit, transform, skew. Good. So to skew, it brings out the same transform handles, and then you can skew just by moving it to any level you want it to be. right? So for this, I want to move this down a little, hold down shift so it maintains, hold down shift and move so it stays along a straight line, right? So for this, I want to skew this, I want to bring this down here, bring this down here, yeah, good. So let's see, bring this down here, good. So let's just move this up a little, hold down shift, move this up a little, good. So now let's go back to what we have here, okay? Good. Are you saying that we are getting close or more or less making progress? Okay, okay. Except that here, let's make a triangle. Let's make our slab bigger a little. So Control C, drag it up, right? Enter. Let's see. Okay, okay. So let's just leave it this way. I think it's good enough this way, right? Good. So now we've created this. You can see that this composition from one thing to another thing to another thing. Now we've created this. The next thing I want us to do, right? Let's follow it again. Next thing you can see these circles here. You can see these circles here, right? So that's the next thing we're going to do. Okay, we're going to create these circles. So in creating these circles, we just come back here. There are several ways you can go about it. Okay, there are several ways you can go about it. You can either you can either make your selection tool, your elliptical selection tool, right? You can either use your elliptical selection tool to make selection of these circles, paint them white, and reduce their opacity. Again, use your elliptical marquee tool, make a selection of circle, fill it with white color, and then reduce your opacity. That's one way around. Another way is you just create a layer, then make use of your brushes. You just change the size of your brush, ensure it's a hard brush because so the edges are sharp. Change the size of your brush and just paste, more or less paste here, right? Good. So for this I think I want to use the brush, right? So I want to use the brush. I'll use a solid brush. So let's do this. So for this, I'll create a new layer, Control Shift N. I'll name it brush layer. Okay, good. So I click on B to bring out my brush panel. You can use the brush panel here, or you can click on B to bring it out, right? So I come here. For me, the basic brushes are not here, so I come down here, click on my basic brushes, and OK, right? So my basic brushes are here now. So let's pick a size 32. Let me see. Then pick a size 60 first. Then I want it to be a very hard brush. Okay, so let me increase the size still some more. Okay, I'll increase the size to, this is too large, say 400, because if you look here, there is a really big brush stroke here, a really big one. So let's use this as a guide. Let's say 600, not enough. Let's say 800. We're almost there. We're almost there. Let's say 900. Voila, we are there. So come in here. Okay, okay. You know why that changed? You know why this brush appears to be bigger here? Because the resolution we are working on for the two images are different, right? So this image here that we are working on is a lot smaller. So if you use a bigger brush, so if you use a big brush, just look at this. This image here, we're working on a high resolution here for this image, right? So if you're working on a high resolution, that means that this image now, for instance, can be printed on a much larger surface, right? That's why a brush 900 is this size. But because this image here is smaller, a brush 900 is a lot bigger here, okay? So for that, let me say I think we'll do a 700, a brush 700. Let's see. Okay, let me just make it 650. Let's make it 650. Okay, I think we're good to go. Right, so remember we're painting with white color, so change your foreground color to white. What you have here is known as the hex code of the color. Every color has its own hex code, right? Every single shade of color has its hex code. For white, if you press F 6 times, 6 Fs, that will give you pure white. So that's okay, right? So I'll talk more about hex code later. So now we are here. I click. Good. So we've made our first circle. Good. Now you come here, you can see there is another, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles. Good. So we come over, we go back to our doctor's fellowship, right? Let's reduce the size. Good. So reduce the size some more. Reduce the size. Let's make it 300. Good. Click. Ensure you're on the same brush layer. Ensure you're on the same brush layer. Good. So after 300, the next one will make 200. Alright. So click. Then after that, the next would make 50. We'll click here. Let's make another. Click here. Let's make another. Then let's do one more. That is 100. Good. Good. So I'm trying to make it just as exact as the other one, but you could just try to be as flexible as you can. Okay. Good. So now, having done that, the next thing we'll do here is to reduce the opacity of this brush layer. So I reduce the opacity. Good. You can see it's taking shape. It's looking like what we had there. I reduce the opacity to say, let me make it 20. Good. 20%. Let's see. Good. 20%. Right? So I reduce the opacity to say 20%. Right? Good. Now the next thing we have to do is to put in that theme. Right? You can see it's this theme here. I want to put in the theme, but before that, I'll just like us to let's build up the other sides first. Okay. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and put in the theme. All right. So the next thing we have to put in here now is the theme. Okay, the theme. So this is a circle, and then the word theme is written under it. So we'll create a new layer. So we'll create a new layer, and we'll name the layer theme background or theme circle. Right? Okay. Good. So we are not going to use the brush tool this time. We'll use the elliptical marquee tool. Then you hold down Shift and Alt, click and drag. Shift and Alt, click and drag. Good, good. So after you've made the selection, it's on an empty layer. So you can as well move the selection to where you want it to be. So let's say I want it here. Good. Now the next thing I do will be to fill here with white color. I'll fill the selection with white color. How do you do that? Shift backspace, color, right? White. What did I tell you is the hex code for white again? 6 Fs. F, 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 F. That's 6. Okay. Okay. Alright. Good. So now we'll fill here with the white color. So let's deselect. Select. Right? Good. So you can see that our poster is taking shape already.